and welcome to episode 2 of What's Cooking with Daystar. Today I am joined by Raquel Molina, owner and founder of Romy Consulting.
Yeah.
How are you today?
I'm great. Very excited to be here.
Great, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your organization and what you do?
Sure. Romy Consulting is an employment agency, and what we focus on is helping small to medium-sized businesses find staff, helping them to grow and scale at cost-effective prices. Basically, we find them remote help, especially from Latin American countries, where cost of living is low. They're professionals, they speak multiple languages, and so we're able to facilitate those small businesses that are really struggling to find local help or can't afford local help. So we help them find that to grow, and then also helping people in these countries find opportunities that they wouldn't normally find. So
that's amazing.
Thank you.
It really touches our heart because you are able to work with a population that is so in need
Yes.
of financial stability.
Yes.
And provide them a connection to a world of work.
Absolutely.
And I imagine you have a lot of women
Yes.
who are trying to build a nest egg for themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I have not only a lot of professional women that work in these countries, but I also have, women clients, U.S. Business owners that are also, they're struggling, they're scaling, they're getting the business, and but they need help growing. And so, my team is all women. And so we believe in women empowerment. And so, but it's really about helping communities, helping businesses flourish and grow. And, starting a business is hard. And we just want to be able to help. I'm really passionate about small businesses and helping them profit and grow, and being able to help find the right help is always top 3 problems in growing a business, as all of us know. And so I really take a lot of passion into trying to help them scale and build successful long-term relationships, even though these employees are remote.
Okay. And I've noticed that there happens to be a trend, being in the business we are here at Daystar. I've noticed a trend in the need for virtual assistant.
Yes.
Can you explain a little bit of what a virtual assistant is and does?
Sure. So remote and virtual assistant are the same, right? So a virtual assistant is basically someone who is in another city, another state, another country, and through technology, they can do all of the work that a basic job needs to be done, as long as they have the technology of being able to use files in the cloud, which most businesses do, and you have Microsoft Teams and things like WebEx and all these video conferencing and messaging technologies where you can talk to that employee no matter where they are in the world. And, it's FaceTime with them, essentially, but through the computer. So it's really just like having someone in office, but they are somewhere else. They're in another location. Everything is safe and secure, just all depending on your system. We work with managed service providers and IT companies to help our clients who don't have something like that in place, help them get something like that in place, and so that they have constant communication with their team. And your virtual assistant will basically do everything. They can answer phones. You can provide them a local number, no matter where they are in the world, all through these technologies. They're not at a high cost. It's just a subscription cost. So, technology makes this all possible.
That's incredible.
Yes,
it's really
thank
incredible.
you. Yes.
So one of the questions we ask all of our guests
Yes.
is, how do you feel your organization builds our community? Daystar's mission is to rebuild and restore community. And
Yes.
so how do you feel Romy Consulting and the services you offer build the St. Petersburg community?
Well, I know that we've been talking really about helping us, find employment for people in need with your organization. And really, it's helping people get financially back on their feet, and connecting people, with certain budgets, but certain needs, and connecting them. And essentially, sometimes I don't even make it a transaction, a business transaction for us. I really just connect those people together just because I know that it's going to help, the client, and it's going to help the person really find, that financial support. I just try to connect them and make sure that the budget works, and, help what they're looking for. And partnering with an organization like like yours, like Daystar, we can help, in a greater form locally to be able to help people find that support. And even if they don't have transportation, we can help them connect with a computer to be able to connect to, their local employer. And so there's all these ways that we can help, even if there might be some challenges, with transportation or location.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's
We're
all
so
about
glad
finding
you were here.
jobs. All about finding, helping people find money and get on their feet financially, and help their families and grow professionally.
That's wonderful.
Yes,
thank you so much for the work you do.
Thank you.
Now, our program today, we're going to switch things up. Today, I, Heide Cornell, Executive Director for Daystar Life Center, have taken the seat behind the stove. And we are going to do a healthy recipe, because we do believe you do not have to be wealthy to be healthy. So it's a healthy, low-cost recipe to show you today, because after all, it is what's cooking with Daystar.
Right.
So today we are making a healthy ramen. And the first rule of making ramen healthy, you all have seen these packets.
Mm-hmm.
The first rule of making ramen healthy is to open up your packet, which is very low cost. I think you can get these for like $1.
$1. Yep.
Take that salt packet.
No.
And throw it away. Okay? I know it's going to ruin the flavor of your ramen, but I promise you we're going to make a healthier, most delicious alternative. And you won't ever miss that
Sodium.
1,820 milligrams of sodium in this packet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's like 3 days worth of salt in one noodle pack. Now you have your noodles. So you're going to take your noodles, and you can break them up a little bit if you'd like. Go ahead and break them up and put them right in your pot.
Okay.
And for this dish, while she's doing that, you need some noodles. I like to break up the noodles. Some people like to leave them whole. If you break them up, then you can share them. If you leave them whole, then it's a dish just for you. It depends on how hungry you are and whether you want to share your food. But to do this, you need 1 packet of noodles. You need a container of low salt chicken broth. That's very important. You need some green onions, salt and pepper. You can get regular, if you want to be lazy and just want to have something easy prepared, you can buy already pre-shredded cabbage. But we're going to show you how to shred some cabbage. So we're going to do a head of cabbage. You need a couple of eggs, soft boiled. We pre-soft boiled ours, so you're going to want to soft boil a couple of eggs. It's really easy to do. You put them in a pot, which is over here, with water just to cover the top. Put some salt in there and boil it. Keep it just under boil for 6 minutes, and then you will have a nice soft boiled egg. And then you need 2 garlic cloves. And that's it. That's all we need to make our ramen dish today. Now you can add other things like mushrooms or carrots or other veggies that you may have at your house. We're just going to make the basic broth today. So once you've put your noodles in there, then you're just going to open up your chicken broth and you're going to put the whole container right in the pot.
Whole thing.
You're going to put the whole chicken broth right in there and cover those noodles. And if you like, some people like to cut the chicken broth a little bit with some water. But because we're only using 1 pack, a whole thing of chicken broth is a lot. And this is a 32-ounce regular reduced sodium chicken broth, nothing fancy. And I think it costs about $3 as of this taping at the grocery store.
Yep.
So then you just set that aside. And we're going to let that sit a little bit before we set it to boil.
Okay.
Because what we're going to do next is we're going to chop some cabbage.
Yay.
So to chop a head of cabbage, first and foremost, you're going to wash your vegetables. Always wash all your vegetables before you prepare them. So
now,
these are all pre-washed.
Question, Heidi.
Yes.
How do you wash your vegetables?
I just use water and I scrub.
Okay.
And then for leafy greens, then after you've done that, I pull the outside layers off.
Okay.
Rinse it again under the sink.
And
then chop. Once you have your cabbage cut in half, then what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife, and not from the bottom because you still have a little bit of a core there. You're going to shred it. So you just kind of slice through, and it should make thin slices. We don't need to use the whole cabbage. So
you would say half a cabbage, or?
Yeah, about half a cabbage is good enough. We probably won't even use the whole half because we only have 1 pack of ramen and I don't want to overwhelm it with the cabbage. So then what you're going to do is you're just going to take like the cabbage and break it up and put it right in the pot with the noodles.
You got it.
Because the noodles and the cabbage are going to soften together.
Okay.
So now I'm just going to set this aside. I'm going to trade places here and put this. Now we're going to put some salt and pepper to taste right in the pot.
Let's see first. There we go. Same amount.
And now we're going to turn the stove on, the burner on. Medium high heat should be enough.
Okay.
And we're going to just, using our whatever spoon you have, wooden spoons are the best. And you're just going to stir that all up while that softens. So once you've got your cabbage and your noodles and your broth in the pot, you're just going to let that come to a boil. It'll soften all the cabbage and the noodles up. While you're waiting for that, you're going to chop up some green onions, which you did. This is you're going to put in at the end. It's more of a garnish, but it gives it a little flavor as well. You just take the tops off, and then you got to make sure you take all the little roots off the bottom, and then
that's what you're left with.
Leave like the nice light green part in the middle. That's where the good stuff is in a green onion.
Yep.
And then a little salt and pepper in the pot, and you're ready to go. And the next thing we're going to do, which we probably should have done before, but we're going to quick do it now. We're going to mince some garlic. Now you can get a garlic clove. You can get a whole garlic, peel it, and just grab a garlic clove. They sell them in the store already done up like this. It's more expensive that way. I, about 20 years ago, was gifted this garlic mincer, which I use garlic in almost everything.
Me too.
And for 20 years, this thing is going strong. But if you don't have that, just cut it up real fine with a knife. A small knife, you can cut up your garlic. It'll work just fine. But I like to use this. You take your garlic, you stick it right in there, and then it's got like this stopper, and you make sure it's level and even, and then you just
that's it.
Right in
magic.
The pot. It's magic garlic, and you just scrape off the bottom and scrape that into the pot, and then you put the next one in, and the same thing. You just squeeze, and there's your garlic right at the end there, and you just scrape it in.
Beautiful.
It's a great tool. If you have a place to store it and you want to buy it, it is well worth it because most cooking dishes require fresh garlic. If you don't have that, and all you have in the pantry are garlic flakes, that's fine too. That will work.
Yep.
A little dab will do you though. I wouldn't do more than 2 flakes of garlic.
Do we want to mix it in so
Yep.
that we
Right
mix in the garlic
yeah,
too?
mix it all in while it's cooking so that
Yeah.
it'll all cook together. It makes it nice and flavorful, and combines with the noodles and the cabbage.
Yep.
It'll be absolutely beautiful when it's done. Now, one thing I like about this dish is that anyone can make it. If you have, you can even make it if you have a microwave. You can take your cabbage and put it in water in the microwave to soften it up first, and then make the noodles according to the package. Remember, throw that salt packet away in the broth in the microwave, and then you can combine them together. You can make it as fancy as you want, or you can make it as simple.
Well, as you were saying before, that this is a great recipe to do for kids, older kids at home that want to do a quick healthy meal for themselves, or for working moms that want to do just quick short order meal for their kids that is healthy. So
absolutely,
it's that easy.
Yeah,
to do.
And and I know we're both working moms.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our kids are hungry when they get home from school, right? So this is a nice snack that they can make, or a meal. Say you're getting home a little bit later.
Absolutely.
Or, just a way for them to help out around the house.
We used to have a fend for yourself night. So when the kids would ask, what are we having for dinner? It's fend for yourself. So make whatever, do whatever, whatever's in the house, you can make. So this is definitely a fend for yourself type of meal.
Yeah, it is. And it's inexpensive, right? And it prevents them from door dashing McDonald's.
Yes.
Saving all those DoorDash dollars. DoorDash adds up. It's not necessarily inexpensive.
100%. 100%.
Another thing I'd like to point out, if there are younger kids in the house, Daystar has a wonderful program called Daystar Kids Eat. And we have children ages 5 through 12 who come and cook together. And they learn healthy recipes, and they get toolkits, cooking toolkits to take home with them. And their knives, these knives will do all of the things. While we're waiting for this, why don't you tell us a little bit more about some things you have going on with Romy Consulting, or just some events that you're participating in, or needs that you may have?
Yeah, so we've only been in operation about 1.5 years, and we're helping a lot of local businesses, but we've also expanded to other states like Boston, New York, and so that's very exciting. And yes, and excuse me. And we are also working with IT solution companies. And as I mentioned, we work with managed service providers to help our clients get set up on their, remote technology. And we may also be reselling a type of service that we do, that we set up for our clients, for our smaller clients, ones that only have, 1 or 2 people in office. But we are thinking about expanding our services there to provide that for them. So it's completely managed. We are working with a client, a cybersecurity company, who also created a AI tool that is specifically made for onboarding and training. So we are working with them to provide that service if a client hires one of our associates, and so that they can use that to help speed up the onboarding training, because that's always a struggle, getting someone onboarded. So this AI tool basically transcribes any videos that you have, any procedures, documentations that you have, and the new employee can just chat a question, and it can also record meetings and all of those things and transcribe them. And so the new employee can go back and ask, about meeting notes and questions within the meeting. So we're looking to partner with them. So that is very exciting.
Right.
And so just listening to our clients and, listening to those things, well, how am I going to onboard or how am I going to train? I keep all of those things in mind because I want to make that process for them as simple as possible. So, I'm partnering with these companies and my clients, and they're happy. And, they also see that, these were things that you helped us with. We have something that may help facilitate and help your other clients. And so, it's a really great win-win situation. That's why we take so much time to really help our associates in their environments with their clients. We do HR behind the scenes. So we do weekly surveys with our associates to make sure that everything is going well. How would they rate their week? Have there been any challenges within the week? Is there anything that they want to talk to us about offline that they don't necessarily want to talk to their boss about? And so we do a lot of conflict mitigation in the background and also with the client as well. We touch base with them, make sure everything is going well, because in the beginning, it's, especially if someone has never had a virtual or remote employee before, it's hard to get used to,
right.
Or you don't know what you can and cannot do. And so we help throughout that process. We have a few clients now that have been with their associates for a full year.
That's amazing.
So
that's just wonderful.
Yeah.
The one thing I really love, so we're
boiling.
We're gonna stir up a little bit more, and you can see that is loosening up. So once your noodles and your cabbage have softened enough and the liquid has boiled, the broth has boiled, you'll know when it's time. You'll be able to then scoop it out and put it in your bowl. So that's what we're going to do now. If you want to go ahead and just scoop some of the broth and the noodles and just make it's like a nice soupy dish. Ramen bowls are nice and soupy. That's good.
That's good.
Yep.
Okay.
And so now you've got some broth and noodles. So you have a nice soup. The last element of this ramen dish, you're going to throw a little pepper, a little salt, and you're going to stir it just a little bit. And then you're going to take, this is way too big of a knife, so we're going to use our smaller knife. But again, if all you got is one big knife, this is what you use. It's perfectly acceptable. You're going to take your smaller knife and you're going to nicely slice. Now be careful, because depending on how boiled it was, it might be a little ooey gooey in the middle. But this is more of a hard boiled. Typically you want that to be a little gooier in the middle, but that's okay. And then you're just going to set it right in your dish. And then you're going to take your green onions and you're going to sprinkle those around. And there you have your healthy ramen soup.
Delicious.
All right, so Raquel, why don't you do the honors of trying our
ramen dish? I will. It looks delicious. It looks like those authentic ramen bowls. It's really good.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Oh my gosh, it's delicious. It does taste like those, places that you go to where they do authentic ramen. It's delicious.
And the best part is it doesn't come with the takeout price tag, right?
Very good.
You can do it right in your own home.
And it's salty enough, it has enough flavor without the packet, and the broth and the salt and pepper and the eggs, just awesome.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm so glad you were able to join us today.
Thank you. Me too. It was an honor. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, and we are so rooting for you and your business.
Thank you.
And we're very honored to have you as part of the Daystar family.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate everything that you do for the community, and anything that we can do to help. We are happy to help and step in and help out any way that we can.
Thank you so much. Now, thank you all for watching this episode of What's Cooking Daystar. Just a reminder to all of our viewers, please like, share, and comment on our video. And we are looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a wonderful day.